with our logo and everything. So and they're using our own settings and everything. So that's a different thing. The beauty tech range, the plasma range, is completely designed by ourselves, completely. From start to finish, we've got everything. These other devices are subcontracted.
Okay,
So-
okay, I understand.
So, and we've got access to directly to the best, because some factories are good at certain devices, some for HIFUs, other for example, the ones that I've just shown you. So this very specialized, so we've got all the contacts for each individual factory and everything. But everything that comes is going to have our own name as a legal manufacturer. We are responsible for it. So we are the legal manufacturer. So the legal manufacturer once again. So, but we're not. We don't have all the molds and everything, and we just don't make one device or three devices. We just the factories that specialize in these things, and we've got the contacts, and we make everything under our own label. Did I answer the question about my age?
Yeah. Voilà, c'est toi. C'est vous, pardon.
You guess.
I don't know.
Any guess?
Ouais. Il conduit ton âge, c'est ça?
Ouais.
Yeah.
Ah,
La
40.
quarantaine.
non, 35.
38.
Ah.
That's it.
38, yes. I'm older.
Mm.
Perfect. C'est parfait.
C'est parfait.
So.
Dites que vous êtes une cougar. Comme ça.
Okay, so we've got Hifu, and then, so the Hifu has a number of applications. The first application they had was in medicine to destroy cancer, because high intensity focused ultrasound can be focused at any depth inside the human body, and it was developed to at the beginning to destroy prostate cancer. So not invasively, you just go, you focus the ultrasound where the tumor is, without making any incision opening or inserting anything, bang, and you just destroy it that way. So that was one of the first applications. But then people thought, well, how about we just destroy also a bit of tissue? So we're going to do a bit of skin tightening with that, and that is what happened late 2000s. So some people started to use this technology for beauty purposes, and it's a new technology, but it's maturing, so it's getting spread out and so on. But it's got applications in body contouring, facial skin tightening, and vaginal tightening as well, vaginal rejuvenation. There's less clinical evidence. There's some clinical evidence because certain companies have to present it in order to put it on the market, so there is. But there's not a lot, as much as for lasers, for example, the CO2 lasers on vaginal tightening, vaginal rejuvenation, and erbium lasers for the same application, because lasers have been there for longer, so there's been time for many companies to develop these studies. But there's still something, but there's more coming out. And there's a number of companies who make loads of money selling these devices, so they have to come up with something. They're going to come up with other things. But this is just a picture that shows you how the device works. It makes ablations inside the skin at different depth, from 4.5 to 3 to 1.5 for facial skin tightening. And there's two ways of doing it for the devices that are professional. One is with using numbing products, numbing the area, and then you use the device at high intensity, and that can cause bruising and other things. But it's really a high intensity treatment, like you would do with beauty tech. You would need numbing products. Another is without using numbing products, so the intensity is much less. And we've got two types. Have a look. Yeah. Oh, another thing is the skin tightening is visible after several months because the ablation is done inside the skin. After you do a treatment with a Hifu, you get some redness, or the skin will feel warm and red, some tingling at times, and the results are not the same as the plasma or CO2 lasers or lasers. So you can almost see it immediately within the first few weeks. You see the healing progression, and then you have the end result. It takes a long time because the damage is done inside the skin and the dermal layer. So it's done inside the skin. It's used for body contouring by vaginal tightening, and that is why I already touched into that topic. And it can also be coupled with laser treatments, plasma, radio frequency treatments, and everything else, because it is working on other. So it doesn't impact onto the upper skin layer, and it's got advantages and disadvantages. One of these disadvantages is that the results are a bit slower to come than other treatments like skin tightening using voltaic plasma or lasers, but they're quite good. So we've got two types of HIFUs. Unfortunately, I don't have the whiteboard, but I'll try to explain as much as possible. One is like the one you'll see out there is the professional HIFU, and it goes in the dense into perspex. It's very powerful, and it works like a Q switch laser. That is to say, it delivers energy at high intensity for a very short duration of time, and it can destroy things, even piece of perspex. And you'll see, we'll do a few tests in there so you'll understand what that means. But I'll show you a picture very soon. Another one's like that one, which delivers the energy spread out over time, and the damage is not as intense as the professional one. So it's like a radio frequency unit, where if you place the head onto the skin for long enough, then you feel the heat and the pain. But if you keep moving, then you don't feel it as much, but you feel something.
And the results for sure are completely different.
Yes, slightly different. Yes, if you actually see that the piece of perspex actually tells you a story. You actually see the perspex changing in shape, and you see that line forming, and it's a lot of energy. That one has a energy, but it's not as focused as the other one. It's not within a short duration of time. Say for example the laser. When you hear a laser, you hear a hit like an elastic band, and it's a Q switch laser for tattoo removal, which I'm sure you heard it before. But if you have other, say for example, other sources of light that are not at that level, you don't hear that bang. It's because the energy is spread out over time. So you have to keep that light on there for a length of time in order to achieve the same sort of similar result, so to speak. So that's this sort of what I'm trying to explain there. Is to say the professional units have got high energy for a short period of time, and it can actually destroy things. I mean, in that short, in that tiny space, it can destroy things.
And
that
the professionals, the professionals are for the doctors or for the beauticians?
At the moment, legislation states that there's no restriction. There's actually no restriction. So there's not due to intended uses, and that is not going to change anytime soon, because they're trying to 2020 this lasers may become medical devices, but not these things, not these HIFUs. They will, the legislation at European level hasn't changed, and there's no plans to change because it's a new technology. And the same thing's very likely is going to be for the plasma. So to say for the plasma, because of certain technicalities in the legislation, maybe even not a medical device, even despite everything. So there's a few things that are going to change, but certainly HIFUs are going to stay that way for a good number of years.
Okay, after that I will ask you a question, but after.
Yes, in private? Yeah, okay.
With Miss.
And this is the, just to show you that you can target different depth inside the skin in the with the HIFU. So you've got tissue destruction, which helps the generation of new collagen, and you've got the same principle as plasma in laser eyelid tightening. That is to say, you get that collagen regeneration that stimulates that the skin tightening and so on. And so, because the damage is done a bit in the lower thermal layer, the results take a bit of time in order to show up. And this is one. Basically, you can try this in knotting. You can use it, and it's got vaginal, face, body, face treatment and body contouring as well in one device. It's
Oh.
extremely good.
You have
That
the,
is.
You have the price. of this
I was
one?
just told not to mention prices.
Sorry.
I was just told not to mention prices. I was just told not to mention prices at the moment. So
Ah.
you'll have to speak to Elsie. So.
Chacun sa
Oh.
partie.
Okay.
Ça, c'est-
So
Ouais.
the this is what happens with the perspex. You'll see it very shortly with the device we've got there. And as you hit the perspex, then you're going to get a line in there of basically the perspex will change in shape. And about the adverse reactions, we've got nerve damage. That can happen, it has happened, but this seems not to be a permanent problem. So you can get nerve damage and difficulty in speaking normally for 1 or 2 weeks, then it goes away over time.
Vous avez
Bruising.
entendu?
Attends, c'est quoi le bruit
Non, non,
Non,
non.
non,
les
les
dommages
dommages.
nerveux?
Non, les réactions qu'on peut avoir de attaquer un nerf,
Et depuis
du
correctement.
langage, et on peut plus parler pendant 2-3 semaines.
Ah,
Donc
ouais.
c'est pas temporaire, mais ça peut.
Mhm.
Si, c'est temporaire. Mais c'est-
Oui, c'est temporaire, mais pas définitif.
Bruising, that can happen, but it's not a big deal, and that has happened a number of times. Especially, all these problems, these two main problems, happen in high intensity treatments with the what do you call it, the lidocaine, what do you call it? Yes, the lidocaine and the numbing products. And but if you use it without lidocaine or any numbing products, then it's unlikely to develop this sort of complications. But that has happened. This has happened.
Bruising, what is bruising?
Bruising is when you have black areas on the skin caused by a trauma. You break blood
trauma?
vessels. Say for
Necrosis?
example, somebody punches someone else.
Ah,
punch,
bleu, des bleus.
You get a
Ah.
black
Ah,
spot.
bleu, bleu.
Yeah, yeah.
Ok, ok. Temporary.
That's happened as well.
Mhm,
Skin tingling
Feeling.
feeling,
mhm.
skin laxity according to certain sources. So instead of getting the tightening, you can get yes. But that is something that we cannot verify as yet.
Mm.
We try to find the sources, but there's no sources that can be verified so far.
Au lieu de monter, ça relâche.
Yes. That's the portable Hifu, which you'll see in there.
Mhm.
Mhm.
One quick question for you guys. Did you pay?
Uh-huh.
Ok.
And this is the device you're going to see there.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's the production, say for example, production of this particular unit. We've got the handles for vaginal tightening.
Mhm.
That's the packaging you get. That's the consumable. Normally has either a 5,000 or even more shots per head.
Mhm.
So you have to change that. Production of
Mhm.
these of the heads.
Mhm.
And this is one of the units that you'll see which is not professional is there. And we've got another one which is also there on display very soon in Nottingham. And yes, so we've got portable with consumables and without. This is without. Portable without consumable. We've got that one as well. This is again. And I think I already talked about the various the way it works inside the skin. And that's the end of the presentation. So,
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
you're very welcome. I So that's one, and then we've got another
Yeah.
one across
Non,
the.
là, c'est notre.
Yeah, I showed them.
Yeah.
I showed them the other one.
So this one is
Yeah.
without changing the head.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And then you change the depth of
The
yeah,
the
so-
lip.
yes, using this thing. You see this
Mm.
head here is at
Mhm.
4.5. So you change it, and then you change the depth of the skin as well. So, that's the other one.
Ok.
Ça change la profondeur.
Yes. See that? I can't remember it myself. So long.
Mais ce n'est pas si bien que l'autre.
Oh yes, it's changing now. At the moment it's 3.0. It's changing
Ça
there,
ne fait pas beaucoup.
and then
Ça c'est
1.5.
très faible.
there's 1.5 in there.
Mhm.
So only one head,
Mhm.
and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9 intensity levels,
Mhm.
and this is what you hear when he walks.
Mhm.
Ce
Mhm.
n'est pas si forte.
So, but then you can try it in a minute there, and
Mhm.
later on this afternoon.
Okay. Okay. So, super.
We're gonna hit and then.
Eat, no heat. Heat c'est.
Allez manger.
Yeah, I can hit that.
Non, non. Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
She keeps me right.
Stop.
Donc on va manger et
Oui, on va
after
manger.
we practice.
Yes, indeed.
Perfect.
Indeed. Thank
Je
you.
vais te laisser à 2, c'est bien?
Comment?
À 2?
À 2h, 1h30?
À 2.
À 14h. Oui,
Ou
oui, oui.
1h30 ou 1h?
Non,
C'est
Vous avez besoin
14 heures.
beaucoup de temps.
Il
2
est
o'clock?
Oui, à 2?
À 2h.
2h.